As sure as the sun will rise, as sure as the leaves will fall, as sure as your Aunt Tilda's fruit loaf can be used as bricks, you can be sure that all November long, Franklin Sussex Otomo will save you thousands on all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
Get a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express, just $169 a month. Or a new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab, just $229 a month.
You can also be sure you'll get the credit help you deserve. You're sure to save more at Route 23 in Sussex.
Black Friday sales event.
Welcome back to the Franklin Sussex Otomo, Franklin Sussex Hyundai Sports Beat. I'm your host, Dan Cleary. Now it's time to take a look at the state tournament action coming up this weekend. We have 4 teams that have made it, 2 teams that, in my opinion, got the short end of the stick. How can High Point go 6-2 and not get a bid to the state tournament? That's why that unified plan has to be passed that has that provision of breaking up the top 32 teams by section. They would have done that. High Point would have got in. And Jefferson goes 4-4 and loses out to a 2-6 Pascack Valley team. Something wrong with it, folks. Hopefully everyone will vote in December at the NJSIAA membership meeting and get that passed, because it's just a crime that those 2 teams didn't make it. All right, first game we're going to talk about, North 1 Group 3. It's 5th seeded Bergenfield, who's 6-3. They went 4-1 in the Patriot Gold Division, which has Riverdale, Richfield Park, Pascack Valley, as we talked about, Fort Lee, teams like that. They'll go to Sparta on Saturday, the number 4 seed at 1 o'clock. Bergenfield coming off a 14-9 win over Pascack Valley. They have a do-it-all quarterback. They like to spread things out. Chris Sunga, he's their quarterback. In the game against Pascack, he was 6 of 8 passing for 60 yards. He ran the ball 19 times for 104 yards and a touchdown. When he throws the ball, James Hope is his favorite receiver. He had 5 catches last week. And then Brian McCoy, he'll run the ball as well as a compliment to Sunga. Their losses are to Northern Highlands, 30-20. Demers, 49-14, and Riverdale, 31-7. Defensively, they're led by Jake Krudensky, Jason Hope, DeAndre Jones, and Stephen Paulino. Bergenfield, many years ago, they were a power every year. In fact, many moons ago, when I played at Vernon, we played them in the state finals, and they were an outstanding team. They beat us. But they've been up and down lately. Nice job by them to get into the playoffs. So they'll go to Sparta, 8-1. Sparta bounced back. After that loss to West Morris, they beat Jefferson, and then they wrapped up the division title in the Patriot Red by wiping out High Point. High Point started off with good foot, returning a punt return, about 65 yards for Jake Phillip. Then after that, Anthony Broccoletti threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for 2 touchdowns, had a great game, and he was doing this all with injured people. Thomas Ferrara came back, but Jake Cirillo was on the sidelines, Will Cisco, and then midway through the game, Ben McDonald, who was replacing people, was the starter for the season. So at one point, Eric Castorina was the only starting receiver from opening day on the field for Anthony Broccoletti, and he did a great job. Castorina's having a monster year. He's their favorite target. They also like doing little reverses to him, and he returns punts and kicks. He's just such a dangerous kid. Thomas Agudo, another big game, running the ball 128 yards behind that line of Ben Davis, Tyler Lewis, Robbie Gannott, Kevin Carpenter, and Jason Giarratano. And then, defensively, Ryan Richardson's had a great year. I got to talk to him after the game against High Point. He had another big game. Michael Candelaro forced a big fumble in that game. Tucker Hastings recovered it. Gannott, and then the guys up front, Matt Sigillo, TJ Hurley, Jason Giarratano, Ben Davis, terrific line. The linebackers, Sam Boucher and Robbie Gannott. Chris Vaccaris, who started the season, is back from injury, so that gives them even more depth. And then the kids in the secondary, Pat Milligan, Braden Jansen, do a nice job. Sparta should win this one easily. They'll get the winner of Ramapo and Pascack Valley. Ramapo, the top seed, Pascack Valley, the 8th seed. Ramapo, their only loss is to Wayne Hills, and they will have a very good quarterback in A.J. Wingfield, and a good player about running and catching the ball in Shane Brasleone. So most likely Sparta will play Ramapo in North 1 Group 3.
As sure as the sun will rise, as sure as the leaves will fall, as sure as your Aunt Tilda's fruit loaf can be used as bricks, you can be sure that all November long, Franklin Sussex Otomo will save you thousands on all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
Get a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express, just $169 a month. Or a new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab, just $229 a month.
You can also be sure you'll get the credit help you deserve. You're sure to save more at Route 23 in Sussex.
Black Friday sales event.
Farmstead Golf and Country Club is the perfect place to host your event. Weddings, christenings, baby and bridal showers, and sports banquets. The staff at Farmstead will make your day a special one. The banquet facility overlooks their beautiful 27-hole golf course. Farmstead Golf and Country Club can also host your charity golf event. For more information on the Farmstead banquet facilities or to book your tee time, call 383-1666. Farmstead Golf and Country Club, located on Lawrence Road in Lafayette. Visit their website at farmsteadgolf.com.
Commitment to student success is what sets Sussex County Community College apart. Turn your passion into a career and learn from professors who are in the field and rich with experience. Imagine an education with endless possibilities and a campus full of life. Choose a degree or certificate that speaks to your inner self but doesn't have a lasting impact on your finances. Visit our open house on October 14th so that you can get started on a great education. Sussex County Community College. Start here, go anywhere.
You know you love pizza and Italian food. Dominic's Pizzeria and Italian Restaurant has got you covered from one end of the county to the other with 3 great locations. Dominic's East Clinton Street in Newton with a brand new dining room. Then there's Dominic's on Munsonhurst Road in Franklin. And the 3rd location is Chesco's, Route 94 south in Newton. All 3 locations offer simply great food. Dominic's in Newton, 383-9330. Dominic's in Franklin, 209-1007, and Chesco's, 383-2840.
Non-public Group 3, 3-5 Donovan Catholic, the 7th seed. And they go to number 2 seed, 5-3 Pope John. This one could get ugly quick, folks. A couple of teams were ahead of Donovan Catholic in the PowerPoints. They opted not to play. Pingree being one of them. We thought last week Pingree would play Pope John. They opted not to play in the state tournament. 2 or 3 teams in that group opted not to play. And you can almost see their point because the depth of talent from the top 3 teams, DePaul, Pope John, and St. Joe's, then those other teams, it just drops off. Why would you want to go travel all the way up to Sparta and get your head handed to you? So I kind of see why they don't want to do it, but give Donovan Catholic credit. They played down the shore. They have a nice player, quarterback, and Ryan Clark. He does a nice job for them, but you know, it's going to be all Pope John. They've had a week to rest up. They're coming in on a 3-game losing streak. They want to go out and prove to the rest of the state that the win over Paramus Catholic wasn't a fluke. The tough loss to St. Joe's, the tough loss to Bergen Catholic were not flukes. They want to go out there and prove they're good. Obviously, Nico Horanicic, Burrell Neal, Terrence Jones on the outside, Taj Jones, Samuel Darrell's really stepped it up. The linebackers we talk about every week, Brown, Danucci, Greenhagen, Ty Haranica, the guys in the secondary, Rodriguez, Jadir Charles, Joey Quidadamo, and then, you know, the guys up front, Bello and Murray, and Peterson and Ryan and Morelli, all will be on their best. They're going to play great on Saturday. I can guarantee it. They get the easy win, and they will play the winner of St. Joe's and Red Bank Catholic. No reason to think St. Joe's won't win that game. It will be at Pope John. The last game was down at St. Joe's. That was a close game. St. Joe's has some real nice players. Nick Patty's going to Pitt. So is Matt Alemo, who's a receiver. Evan Stewart. So St. Joe's will get by them. Should be a great game. DePaul got a bye as the top seed. DePaul, for some reason, has Pope John's number. But I'm sure Pope John, if they can get past St. Joe's, would probably give a better showing than the 35-0 loss early in the season. But, boy, DePaul is good. DeQuan Robertson's going to Penn State. Vinny DePalma's going to Boston College. Ronnie Hickman is going D1 as well. So that's a terrific section.
As sure as the sun will rise, as sure as the leaves will fall, as sure as your Aunt Tilda's fruit loaf can be used as bricks, you can be sure that all November long, Franklin Sussex Otomo will save you thousands on all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
Get a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express, just $169 a month. Or a new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab, just $229 a month.
You can also be sure you'll get the credit help you deserve. You're sure to save more at Route 23 in Sussex.
Black Friday sales event.
Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, specializing in public entity risk management, loss control, and self-insured alternatives. Put your trust in Arthur J. Gallagher locally by contacting George Moorville, who served Sussex County schools and municipalities for over 40 years. Arthur J. Gallagher and George Moorville support Sussex County athletes and charities. Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, business without barriers. For more information, call George Moorville at 973-383-3110.
Pop, 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 money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money.
Use your phone to pay your friends. You can even pay the rent. Out to dinner, pay your buddy. Use your phone to pop your money.
Lakeland Banks pop money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money.
Pay the sitter, send a gift. It's real easy, you get my drift? You don't need checks, you don't need cash. Use pop money, it's so fast.
Lakeland Bank's Pop Money, the easy way to pay people. Pop to it.
Pop, pop, pop.
Friday night in North 2, Group 2, number 5, Hanover Park, 5-4, 4-1 in their division, the American White. They will go to Lenape Valley, 6-3. They finished with a losing record in the American Red, 2-3. They're the 4th seed. Let's talk about Hanover Park. They like to spread you out. They can score points. Now, one of their losses this year was it was a shootout to Pequannock. I think it was 40-26, something like that. But they were back and forth. Tyler Scaff's a very good quarterback. They always have good quarterbacks at Hanover Park in Jerry Moore's system. Donato Casolaro last year, Christian Basilino before him. These guys are all athletic. They can throw the ball. They can run the ball. He's got 1,600 yards passing, over 500 yards rushing, does Tyler Scaff. Then they got Michael Radomski, who's just a tremendous talent. His older brother, remember him, he was outstanding as well. Long and lanky, great hands, great speed. This year, Radomski's got 52 catches. Also, Ryan Grimala, he has 30 catches. Kyle Genrin, also a good player. And then Sean Connolly, tough as nails on both sides of the ball. Running the ball, he's got about 820 yards rushing. He also plays linebacker. Ethan Gale also will run the ball as well. And along with Connolly on defense, Anthony Salvamini, very tough. Mark Tooley, Sebastian Basilino, there's another name. They beat up on Caldwell. They beat Caldwell and lost beat Caldwell last year and lost to Madison in the States. This year they lost to Pequannock, Mawa 17-14, and they lost to a very good West Essex team 35-0. Now here's the thing for Lenape. If the Lenape team shows up that played against Mountain Lakes when they beat them in overtime, and the team that beat Jefferson last week 23-0, this is going to be a great game, and Lenape Valley can very well win. But if the Lenape Valley team that shows up that played Hackettstown and Lakeland, could be a long night for the Patriots. I know that simplifies things, but it's the truth. They looked very good against Jefferson after getting beat pretty well by Lakeland last week. The wing tee was humming, folks. I got to see them again. And Troy DuPont, Cole Robertson, and Nick Molinari were all terrific. Molinari and DuPont well over 100 yards. Robertson was very close. Robertson also had a pick. The guys up front, Jimenez, Seck, Johnson, Ernst, and Lucchese and Andrew Calley did a nice job at tight end. Calley had a big day defensively. He had a big sack, put some pressure on. He's a big kid. And Alex Golden had a good day at defensively as well. They're going to need to bring that game, those guys on the defensive end, it's going to be the most important part. I think they'll move the ball against Hanover Park. Hanover Park does let up some points. But defensively, can they slow down Hanover Park? I don't know Lenape's equipped to be in a shootout. So that defense, which we mentioned those guys, also J.C. Spada, Drew Pickett, Marshall Kellenberger, Rocco Bonavolante has to control the middle of the defensive line. He's a big kid, just a sophomore, plays nose guard. I think this is going to be a good one. I hate going against Don Smolin, so I won't. I did last week. They proved me wrong. I think Lenape Valley gets the win. They were going on the road to play top-seeded Rutherford. Remember last year, Lenape Valley went on the road, beat Rutherford. So Rutherford won that small division, that NJIC, and they'll host Lyndhurst. They should get past Lyndhurst. I think Rutherford will be a little bit better this year. But whoever wins this 4-5 game has a very good chance of going down there and knocking off Rutherford and moving on to the final. But my pick here is going to be Lenape Valley.
As sure as the sun will rise, as sure as the leaves will fall, as sure as your Aunt Tilda's fruit loaf can be used as bricks, you can be sure that all November long, Franklin Sussex Oklahoma will save you thousands on all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
Get a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express, just $169 a month. Or a new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab, just $229 a month.
You can also be sure you'll get the credit help you deserve. You're sure to save more at Route 23 in Sussex.
Black Friday sales event.
United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve.
Party time or work time? Tri-State Rentals has the right tools and supplies for your next job or party, event, and wedding tents in many sizes, plus all the accessories you need to host that perfect party, including bounce houses, carnival games, and catering supplies. We also rent tools and equipment for any job, big or small, indoor or out. We rent, sell, and service Kubota tractors. Planning your next job or event just got easier. Visit Tri-State Rentals online at tristaterentals.com or visit our showroom, 105 Sparta Avenue, Newton.
American Federal Mortgage knows shopping for a mortgage can be stressful. They have the lowest rates in the nation with their state-approved lock and loan form. American Federal Mortgage has great customer service to answer your questions and concerns. They will get you into the home of your dreams. For more information, call 888-321-HOUSE or go to njmortgage.com.
And our last game is going to be our game of the week. We want to thank the Newton Pride Foundation, who've sponsored all Newton games here on the Sports Beat and on the games of the week. It's going to be number 5 Pequannock at number 4 Newton. How good is North 1 Group 2? They're both 9-0, and neither of them are a top 1 or 2 or 3 seed. Pretty crazy. But it also shows that the North Jersey Super Football Conference might have to do a little bit more realignment so this doesn't happen where 1, 2 lost teams get ahead of Newton. Newton, in fact, Lakeland's ahead of them, and Newton wiped them out. Lakeland has 1 loss, it's to Newton. But that's how the chips fall. Let's talk about Pequannock. They're awesome offensively, folks. They spread you out. David Chichera is their quarterback. He's terrific. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball. He does it all for them. And then they got a very good fullback in Sean Klimek. He's not tremendously big, but he plays big, if you know what I mean. He's about 5'10". He's almost 200 pounds. He runs hard, hits the hole, and has breakaway speed. They're coming off a big win over Caldwell, though Caldwell sat most of their starters en route to getting ready for the States. They won their division, the American White. They have wins over Hanover Park and Madison. Receiving-wise, Billy Tedeschi is a very good short-handed receiver. Matt Unger. And then defensively, Matt Spatulia. Also, Joe Lazinski is a big kid. Kai Robinson. They have good size, Pequannock. Now, last year, they came up to Newton, beat Newton without Klimek, who was did not play because of coach's decision, and were able to beat him 35-20. So Newton's going to be looking for revenge. They went 9-0. First time I can remember Newton going 9-0. Maybe back in the 40s and 50s they might have went 9-0. But first time 9-0 regular season for the Braves. Great job by Matt Barzaro. Won their division, first football title since '84, all well documented. But it's going to be their defense. I think they're going to score against Pequannock. I truly do. And this could be a shootout. Last year sort of was 35-20, a lot of points. And it was closer than that score. So it's going to be that defensive line is going to need to do a good job stopping Klimek and Chichera and reading what they're going to do. That means Babcock and Harding inside, then Ness and Briganti on the ends, and then in the inside backers, Kaiser and Larson, who are very active, and then Wyatt McCarthy, Dante North, and the kids in the secondary, Luke Young, Jaden Elliott, Noah Sharp gets in there as well, Nico Sebastiano. It's going to come down to their defense because I think they will score their points. Chase Kramer's going to get his yards. When Luke Young passes, he'll find Jaden Elliott. They're going to score. Can they stop Pequannock for scoring just as much? Should be very interesting. I think the offensive line will be fine against this big Pequannock line. You know, Mayhood and Major and Similian, Summers, Joey DeLuca, and either Kaiser or Van Ness at tight end. They'll move the ball. This is going to be a big game. I think Newton, it's such a tough draw to get them first. And then if they win, they got to go most likely see top-seeded Westwood, who has the terrific players in Joe Kramer and Sam Hopkins. And their only loss was to Riverdale. So if they win, they got to go on the road. I think they get the revenge and they get the victory. And Newton will move on and get their first state tournament win since 2013. Everyone else will be playing their regional crossover games. You can check with the school or the website, nj.com, to find out where they're playing. They'll be playing Thursday and Saturday. So, first week, state tournament, 4 teams in. Who will we be talking about all 4 next week? Let's hope so. And we'll find out. So go out and check out the games and dress warm. It's going to be cold. All right, folks, we'll have more here on the Sports Beat right after these messages here on Channel 10 at mugsmedia.com.
As sure as the sun will rise, as sure as the leaves will fall, as sure as your Aunt Tilda's fruit loaf can be used as bricks, you can be sure that all November long, Franklin Sussex Oklahoma will save you thousands on all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
Get a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express, just $169 a month. Or a new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab, just $229 a month.
You can also be sure you'll get the credit help you deserve. You're sure to save more at Route 23 in Sussex.
Black Friday sales event.